Okay, so here we have some on-site training at Design Center with nationals coming up and our finals being an on-site format. Manca and I went to Plezalni Center, set up a top rope, and then practiced some of the on-site format. Here we have a 7B, me doing it after having 6 minutes of observation and then going right into it. This is definitely a very slopey route. It's a very difficult route, especially for me. The feet and the technique of this route was definitely body position dependent, and it tended to be a little bit difficult for me, which is exactly what I wanted. We just had some reading issues. When I'm on site training, I'm typically being more conservative with my movement. Here we see me just climbing a little bit and about to take a fall. And I fell there mainly because of a misread. I was trying to play something conservatively when I should have powered through, and that happens. So I got right back on, powered through, and tried to move over. And here you see me fall, just trying to figure out this move sequence specifically. Being conservative sometimes does not always help my climbing style. I need to pick when I am explosive and when I'm needing to conserve my energy. This was one of those times that I needed to kind of explode through a little bit. So we're going to get right back on and try to figure out the move and see what I did wrong and move on with the climb. This was definitely a harder route, and definitely had a very different style than what I'm typically used to. Here we see you take the last fall, but now we're moving on to a 7B plus. I had 6 minutes of rest, and then 6 minutes of observation, and then right into it. This is a very different route. It is a very crimpy route, so this whole entire first section is a very powerful crimp move section that definitely had some limitations on it. I definitely need to be a little more explosive and had to be a little precise on where I actually placed my feet. Right now, I'm trying to work through this climb, and we're going to see a couple issues come up here soon. This definitely was a more difficult sequence for me. It required a lot of different power moves. It also required me to unclip a directional right around here so that I had the ability to keep going up. It was a poor clip on my part and an interesting clipping position, but it ran out of power shortly after.
That's awesome. I did.
And here you see that first fall.
Is it a bed at under?
This whole entire sequence was definitely a difficult one. A lot of weird body positioning and a lot of weird clipping. I tried my best to kind of work through that. Here you see me trying to go for an underclean and it not quite working.
Step on it. That chip.
But we readjust and figure it out.
Come on, man. Let me see you do that move. Let me see that move. Come on. Come on.
Here you see me finally hit that sequence, move through this section. It's definitely a very powerful section, a very fun section, but I do end up falling shortly after this.
Come on.
Definitely with on-site training, it is a little bit of a mind game, so we're trying to figure out the best possible way. At least with my on-site training, I do give it one good on-site burn. I do recommend you splitting up your routes into 3 boulder sections and finding rest inside of those 3 sections.
Ooh, terrible. Come on.
This definitely was a different style change for me, so it was a little more difficult. Here we kind of figure out that we're gonna need to have some higher feet and some different footing position. And it's definitely a harder route. It's a 7B plus, which translates to 512C roughly. So it definitely was a little more of a difficult route for me to on-site.